Buonasera cari video spettatori e ben trovati in questa nuova diretta qui su Twitch. Un saluto anche a chi sta guardando in differita questo video su YouTube e invito loro come sempre a seguirci anche sul canale Twitch perché siamo in diretta praticamente tutti i giorni dalle ore 18 in poi, ragazzi. Siamo sempre qui su Twitch, quindi seguiteci che più siamo meglio è. Allora, come state ragazzi? Come state? Come state questo 1° maggio? Io sto con la tisana. Quindi lasciamo stare. Lasciamo stare. Allora, io direi di andarci a mandare sta gente in ricognizione. Ancora non è tornata. Ma ho cliccato adesso. No, l'ho cliccato adesso. No, ancora sono ancora. Cavolo, ma doveva durare 20 ore. Cazzo. Ah, questo è tornato perché giustamente fa prima. Vabbè. Allora in giro per la mappa portano le risorse ogni tanto. Allora ragazzi, oggetti forgiati. C'ho pure oggetti da ritirare. Ok. E poi basta. Allora ragazzi, direi di provarci di nuovo ad andare avanti con la missione principale. Vediamo se riusciamo ad andare avanti. Se no accantoniamo tutto e vaffanculo. Giusto? Giusto? Se no ce ne facciamo un'altra. Però voglio provare prima a fare questo. Allora, dov'era? Qua. Eccoci qua. Allora, vediamo un po'. Chi mi posso portare? Mi voglio portare gente che fa male. Me ne frega nulla della cura. Mi porto questo di ghiaccio. Potenziato un po' di eroi, ma vediamo un po'. Però non so, l'altra tizia, quello con lo scudo, ci può servire? Io quasi quasi mi porterei l'altra elettrica. Almeno mal che vada posso utilizzarla. Allora possiamo fare. Qua ci mettiamo lei. E qua ci mettiamo Lisa. Proviamo a vedere così.
Are being sent to...
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been repeatedly requested.
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and...
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend...
Please, do not cause us any further delay.
Questi sembra che mettono in discussione le mie abilità.
My father has already
Stronzi.
asserted that this shipment must arrive on...
Yes, of course, my lady.
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? Do you really presume that you can fully get...
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk. They don't stand a chance.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety is our highest priority.
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve.
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling.
Yes, my lady. You heard her?
L'abbiamo fatta. Avvia.
My lady, please stay back.
Well, you handle it.
Ma perché subisco danno pure io? Che è roba mia. Ah, perché sono queste cose di No, sto galleggiando. Allora, vediamo qua se riusciamo a buttare fuori qualcuno. Allora, abbiamo lei che fa questo, abbiamo lui che fa questo e poi abbiamo pure questo. Luca.
Watch out! More monsters inbound! Lady Hiragi, stay close. My blade!
No! Un colpo.
Finally, No.
This isn't over! Eat this! Cheap tricks! Fall before me! That won't work! I've got your back! I'm ready!
Cazzo vai a congelarti, dico io.
This isn't over! Eat this! Cut down! Like this.
Ok, abbiamo fatto.
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
Ah, un buttafumo. Come buttafumo.
I'm perfectly You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island is just over there. In my letter, I've requested Kamachi to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission.
Fa attenzione.
My lady.
C'è una 90.
That's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it.
Infatti non nasconderebbe mai nulla.
Kamaji you speak of, my lady?
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one I love.
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you honestly think that...
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all.
Ah, ecco, stava pensando lui.
Wildest dreams.
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held...
Yes, of course. As you wish, my lady.
But what will happen if you're
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is send...
Almeno è consapevole di essere sempre stata
Something
viziata.
to that effect.
Paimon never suspected a guy like him could have a soft side.
I wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
Ma non era lei che aveva addescato? Lei? No, noi stavamo
Come now.
mandando la lettera.
Staring and let's get moving.
Dobbiamo consegnare la
Got
lettera.
goods to shift.
E lui ci è rimasto veramente male. Cazzo. Ecco, addirittura piange. Ok.
We're finally on our own way again.
Ok, ora possiamo
Now, where did he say he would meet us?
possiamo girare dove cazzo ci pare. Ok.
Kamori Tea House.
Ah, già abbiamo sbloccato questo. Fanculo, lo voglio salire là sopra. Sto scudo chissà come cazzo si toglierà. Dovrò fare qualcosa. Vabbè, me lo spiegheranno prima o poi. Ci posso entrare dove? Nella cupola? Con quel coso? Non ci ho provato ad entrare effettivamente, però. Ah, ok. Quasi come quelli là di... gli altri cose che avevamo visto finora. Come aspettavo dovessi fare qualcosa, non entrare e basta. Ok, quindi andiamo alla sala, no? Tanto che ce ne frega. Ciao Tris, buonasera. Allora, facciamoci di tutta la strada e sblocchiamo sti cosi. C'è un villaggio, quindi ci dovrebbe essere mostri qua dentro. Ok, io però devo andarmi a caricare. Quindi andiamocela qua. Generiamo anche la statua. E volevo cambiarmi il personaggio. Allora mi devo mettere la curatrice, dove stai? Cambia.
Wish me luck.
E ci mettiamo. Quasi quasi terrei lui.
Present.
Ok. Trasportiamoci dall'altro lato. Andiamo avanti. Ma qua avevo visto. Ok. Salto della fede? Salto della fede? Ma dove sta l'altro? Beh ragazzi, conoscete manco il salto della fede, che vi devo dire? C'è nient'altro da aggiungere. Infatti non è una lei. Voi del nord che parlate in modo strambo. Oh. Ecco perché non la posso attivare. Ora ho capito.
Let the show begin.
Dai, una alla volta. No, non abbiate fretta e premura. Aia. No, io devo fare così però. Un secondo. Ok. Aia. Qua ci voleva il fuoco. Devo portare il fuoco, quella del fuoco appresso. Quello è andato giù, ora è morto? Ho buttato anche quest'altro giù. Vabbè. Aspettate però. No, quasi quasi. Vi butto in acqua. Se riesco. Non sia mai. So che loro possono fare la conduzione, l'elettroconduzione, come cavolo si chiama, però io li congelo. Modo strambo perché mettete l'articolo davanti ai nomi, cosa che non ha proprio alcun senso. Ancora altri stronzi. Per bowl ce lo posso prendere.
Projects like this may prove useful.
Ok. Ma non posso più entrare già. Ok, venite qua, dai. Quello stronzo, guarda come non viene qua. Invece è venuto, addirittura voleva attaccarmi pure. Ok. Quindi dopo un po' comunque si ripristina la barriera. A meno che cambiamo personaggio, prendiamoci quello di fuoco. Prendiamoci proprio lui, vedi?
At the ready.
Non fa un cazzo. Però bombardiamolo. Non fa un cazzo. Ma perché non c'è niente di strano, Nana Volante, in quello che dico io. Non metto l'articolo davanti al nome.
Just sharpen my spear.
Per esempio. Allora, ma ce ne stanno altri due. Dove cazzo stanno? Sottoterra? No, eccoli qua. Vediamo se mi fanno entrare qua dentro. In realtà anche qua lo usano, quindi non è una prerogativa del Piemonte o della Lombardia.
Let the show begin.
Infatti non mi fa entrare. C'è una leva addirittura. Vabbè dai, andiamoci a fare la missione principale, se no qua non ce ne usciamo più. No, cazzo, il boss questo è. Qua come ci arrivo? Sull'albero? No. Vabbè. In realtà a me mi non è più un errore. Giusto per intenderci. È da quando petaloso è una parola in italiano. Più o meno circa. Allora, questo è un altro villaggio. Andiamo a sbloccare questo dell'asporto. Comunque l'impressione di tutte queste città e sto gioco comunque sono sempre orientaleggianti. Vabbè, ma se parliamo di come scrivevano, tu prendi tanti alleghieri che sapeva scrivere in modo decente, cioè non si capisce un cazzo se lo vai a leggere. Eppure da lì è la lingua italiana, non lo puoi considerare come un dato di fatto quello che scrivevano prima.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It's in which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Ah, ok.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Entra nella sala. Entriamo nella sala. Ci prendiamo il tè? Un altro?
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Ma il discorso era un altro, no, volante. Quindi se passa il tempo non cambiano tantissime cose.
I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
Chi si sarebbe dimenticato della sua promessa? Quindi è un cane, stiamo parlando con un cane, ok.
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
No, Toma, quello che sembra un umano.
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname.
Questo, uno, puzza, due, fa delle battute che non fanno ridere. Cioè, nel senso, boh.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case. So I came up with this little fun greeting for but in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little it helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all...
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro...
Speriamo
But before that,
che ci porti.
there was one other place I was hoping you both would
Eccolo lì.
accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on...
Ok, dobbiamo andare a sta statua. Probabilmente è lo stesso albero che c'è nel ghiaccio. Perché ho visto una forma strana prima. Dove cavolo l'ho vista? Ah no, l'ho visto qua. Ma quello è un santuario. Ok. Sembra quasi l'albero della regione del ghiaccio. Sembra di essere in Pokémon. con le varie regioni. E prima o poi anche Pokémon faremo. Ma assolutamente no. Poi tra l'altro girare in Italia non trovi un cavolo. Qua non posso passare, scommesso. Infatti. Ok. Sì, messo a fare infatti, Tris.
Gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they?
No, oggi no, la nulla. Andavo avanti nella storia perché qua.
Or are there things embedded in the
Visions.
Visioni. Vabbè, siamo sempre lì.
You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the nation of
Addirittura. Eternità.
the Raiden Shogun,
Esageriamo.
the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity.
Ok.
The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule
Bello.
Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs, and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's... The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it, for all...
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being... oh, I don't know...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Cos'era quel suono che ho appena sentito?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something...
Yeah, you touched the statue and then...
Potevo sentire il suono delle ambizioni delle persone.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon...
Ah, addirittura. Questa non la conoscevo.
That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
Perciò una visione simboleggia l'ambizione e non il potere.
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Oh, finally. Lontano? Ovvio che è lontano, figurati. Ok, sblocchiamo anche questo. Ora che mi seguono questi. Per terra. Sbagliato, scusa. Volevo venire da te. Ma qua sotto non c'è una... Vediamo. No, non la vedo. Sarà ancora più giù. In alcuni luoghi troverai questa misteriosa combinazione di meccanismi. La pietra di scarico e la pietra di accumulo. La prima spara una corrente elettrica innocua a personaggi e mostri sotto l'effetto di elettro, mentre la seconda assorbe l'energia elettrica della pietra di scarico. A volte potresti trovare anche delle pietre comunicanti che conducono la corrente rilasciata dalle pietre di scarico. La quantità di corrente richiesta potrebbe dipendere da alcune lievi differenze tra le pietre di accumulo. Che si deve attivare qualcosa. Vabbè, ciao, dai. Stavo scherzando comunque. Guarda che foto meravigliosa. Ho visto anche pure il Signore dei Lupi, ma non l'ho ancora sbloccato. Signore dei Lupi. Ah, queste sono le cose qua. Madonna, sono brutte sti cosi volanti. Però almeno vanno più veloci. Ah, e si mettono su sti cosi qua. Ok. Allora. Andiamocene qua. Ma poi dove l'hai visto sto Signore dei Lupi? È in giro? Per la strada l'hai incontrato? Amico? Devo seguire? O ritorna lì?
I'm fine.
No. C'è qualcosa da seguire. Non lo sento più. È andata solo la montagna? A queste montagne quanto cavolo sono alte?
Now I got stomach cramps.
Ah, in fondo a quest'isola sta. Addirittura. E questa è in Azuma, vero? Sì.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Che sei piccolina sei nata poverina.
Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
È difficile superare il vigneto prima luce. È difficile superare la dimora di Giada. È difficile superare la dimora di Giada.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? Oh, behind the...
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is
Ma sul serio?
Yes. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if...
Un po' di delusione.
Makes sense. She's a super...
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over this. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change.
Lo vuoi dire forte, lo vuoi dire forte.
At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled under. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
Sono qui solo per incontrare lo Shogun.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This...
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition.
Vabbè, dai.
3 small wishes.
E ci dobbiamo fidare.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you...
Meno male ce lo salta sta porta.
A
Sta
warrior
porta.
who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Usciamo da qua dentro. E andiamo di nuovo qua. Ok. Teletrasporta.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
Ma scusa, ma questi hanno 80 anni. Questo c'ha i capelli bianchi, quindi di conseguenza non deve essere proprio giovanissimo. E loro dicono che è presto.
Must be the guy Ayaka.
Il ragazzo?
Let's go over and see.
If you want my opinion, something to do with... It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of
Così.
the blue, he announced that he... Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right.
Seems like he's a well-respected...
No, scusa, non volevo attaccare.
You must also also be here to try and
È un vecchio quello, ragazzi.
Teyvat has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years
Ecco.
ago.
Ho protetto questo posto quando è arrivato qui 30 anni fa.
Keeping out the treasure hoarders.
Ha fatto il giro dell'isola e poi ha detto che se ne vuole andare perché ha perso la gli hanno tolto la visione.
He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after
Ed è
this
cambiato.
place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden,
Ora all'improvviso dice che vuole
to
lasciarci.
leave us. We can't. We will gladly apologize if that's the case.
You must be Tejima. So what's...
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what
Tutti contano su di te.
and what made me want to come here 30 years ago. And I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore.
Non si ricorda 30 anni fa perché è rimasto su quest'isola. Vabbè.
It's like a slice of mine in the past.
Ah, perché la visione. Ok.
But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we... But if you can't... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then...
Genio, Paimon.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do.
I keep a diary?
Cavolo, non si ricorda manco il diario questo.
Do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving...
E meno male che c'è un diario.
It must be around...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
This looks like Tejima's...
Eccolo lì. Ha buttato a terra, lei sopra. Vabbè.
What we have today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it.
In poche parole dice che
I soon realized that
togliendogli la visione è andata via anche una parte della memoria, come se fosse collegata alla visione, come ha fatto intuire.
seems like your average huh? Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little.
L'omamori che mi hai dato è un po' sbiadito, ma rimane ancora la cosa più preziosa che ho.
Now that's the kind of info we're looking for.
Ok, andiamo al santuario. No, ma questo è il santuario. Ok.
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have... But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his...
Per forza, non è che ci abbiamo alternative. Usa la vista elementare per individuare. Sbaglio.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for...
Come scavano.
It looks
Se ci separiamo durante la guerra, aspettami al villaggio di Konda. Lì ci sarà una dimora sicura per noi.
So the reason Tejima came here was
Quindi doveva aspettare qualcuno. E chi è sto qualcuno?
30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up. Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take.
Vabbè, poi glielo portiamo tutto, giustamente. E questo si incazza pure. Perché l'avete toccata? È roba sacra.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And. But I have no memory of anything that's still. It's clear that I was waiting for someone here. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited.
Ok, è diventata una lei.
And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so... How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her. No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice.
Quasi nulla.
The things. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if.
Quindi ancora intenzione di partire?
I think
Forse no.
maybe
Ho aspettato 30 anni, aspettiamone 31.
something I waited most of my life for. I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she
Magari anche la parte, cioè prima, lui non si ricordava perché doveva aspettare, però aveva scritto che doveva aspettare e quindi aspettava.
When I think about it like that, how curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. Thank you both for helping me reconnect. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Bene.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still.
Forse non c'è cosa più triste che perdere il motivo stesso per essere tristi, madonna.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. That certainly explains the state. At least we were able to.
Ok, andiamo al prossimo. Questo ora ci vogliono far convincere
The second one who lost their
che dobbiamo aiutarli con le visioni.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no?
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the... In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever
Quindi
want
anche
us
lui
to
aveva la
help
visione che gli è stata
him?
tolta.
Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, what my own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse... That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were.
No, ci hanno mandato a parlare con queste persone che hanno perso la visione. O meglio, gli è stata tolta la visione.
And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provision?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard... To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any...
Huh. He seems to be... But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Vabbè. Vamo a cercarsi i cacciatori di tesori.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and
You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Diamogli una lezione.
Another test subject. I got careless. I got careless. I got careless.
Sono pure per te, non ti preoccupare. Ma si è aperto una cassa.
We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Pensa a qualcosa.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew it.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself, but now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little
You've got a deal. Now show us what's
Ma perché?
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOU.
Bello.
Yeah, a lot of them, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths
Pure la spavalda lei.
again.
Yes. So we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean
Abbastanza.
Shut it. Let's just
Abbastanza in bancarotta.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything, or perhaps there's something you... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account.
Quindi comprava lui il cibo.
However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So
that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the price...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to... Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. Especially so he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions.
Assurdo.
And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained.
Anche questo è vero.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, if you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go... I see. That reminds me, most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell a sword that is so deep.
Sword? What?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable... I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle to...
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also...
Ah, questo vuole soldi pure per l'informazione.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa.
2000 mora. Posso non dargliele?
Oh, let me think.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Ma come paga? Questa è una rapina. E appunto, ormai non ti do niente perché hai fatto le cose senza chiedere, quindi ti arrangi. Io non avere soldi, no è problema mio. Non ho visto se alla fine si era presi i soldi, ma credo di sì.
presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left.
Come incazzato.
It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions. But then...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to... This sword was... I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next... What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either.
È grave questo, eh? Molto grave.
It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtù e giustizia.
And justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all.
Ok.
But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for the Tenryou Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to... And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. In any case, we must never let him sell off that...
Guarda sto cane.
Yeah. Seems like, fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Ancora un'altra ce n'è. Messo di spade, regalaci una spada, dai.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed... Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds... This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism is taken place,
Posseduto.
he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately!
Cazzato lui.
Make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Qui per diventare dei discepoli.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the... But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed.
From the way you're dressed...
E ma infatti non sapete cosa va.
Accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new...
Non me ne andrò finché non potrò chiamarlo sensei.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure, though self-taught. He mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. Never lose. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world.
È Zoro?
And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. And Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So, but if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll come.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine made...
Non mi dire che dobbiamo arrivare là sopra.
Almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from... So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch...
L'esorcismo avrà luogo questa sera.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Perdere la visione può causare la possessione? Perché dovremmo tornare questa sera e vedere con i nostri occhi. Allora... ora confermo.
So you decided to come.
Ma sono le 6. Sono le 6. Che fai? Shh.
You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness.
In realtà non mi sono mosso da qua io.
Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away.
Bello.
It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize.
Ah, ok.
One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Va bene, vada. Che succede? Ci ha visto e è scappato?
Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them.
Ah, ci fidiamo così. Vabbè.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Questo portacristallo. Qualcosa servirà.
How did you?
Ma ci abbiamo messo mezz'ora. Com'è così velocemente?
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does, unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait.
Anzai.
Ah, questo è Anzai. Ok.
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him
Certo.
ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as practitioners of Meikyoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster
Cazzo, una cazzetta allucinante.
showed that I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the...
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Domon's arrival changed everything.
Piccolino.
I lost not just the match,
Ma come?
my status too.
Hanno osato farti questo
That day and
torto.
never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him.
Ah, perché lui ho combattuto col suo maestro praticamente in fin di vita.
His commitment to the art of the sword.
E non ce l'ha fatto il maestro.
So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my... So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see... Okay, you've heard my story. You
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go.
Ce lo portiamo con noi. Vabbè. La via di un maestro di spade è tappezzata. Che non è posseduto. Quindi è semplicemente impazzito.
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any
Ok.
but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. And all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Ecco.
That's wonderful.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great... I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei. But Lady...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand...
Cazzo, dobbiamo arrivare puntuali.
I must leave now.
Con nano volante non ce la faremo mai.
I wish Domon a full and
Anche voi, Trista e Pimpi, non è che migliora la situazione.
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself.
Insomma, abbiamo avuto un ottimo maestro tu. Ma che cazzo ho fatto? Ho sbagliato? Così chiudiamo questo. Ok. Ce l'abbiamo fatto.
Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all
Perché dobbiamo venire pure noi?
we, the disciples of Meikyo-shi's sweet art, will do our best to help you.
Verrò volentieri, non ho scelta.
Everyone seems pretty excited about who knows. Maybe we'll be able to find out if...
Ok. Allora, il punto più vicino a questo. Pensi che la tisana bevuta ti farà visitare il bagno? Non a brevissimo, almeno credo. Che sono sti cosi? Onicabuto. Scarafaggi. Ah, qua ora ce l'abbiamo però. Sì. No. Oh, non la prendo sta farfalla. Un culo. Allora, saliamo. Dove cazzo sei te trasporto? Sopra? Ti. 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 Che figata sti cose. No. No. No, papà, perché? Perché, papà? Ma non li prendo, devo... Devo riprendermi... dove sta il... Ah, là sotto, ok. Questo a che serve allora? Vabbè, poi ci pensiamo a girare. Ma non si appende proprio allora qua vicino. E quindi come faccio a salire là sopra? Ho perso io qualcosa? Allora. Ma sul serio sta cosa? La pietra si è creata quando sono passato io. Allora, il teletrasporto dove cavolo sta? Riku, ciao Riku. Foto. Eccoci qua. Questo è l'albero maligno. Ci ucciderà tutti st'albero. Vi ucciderà tutti, sbagliati. Vi ucciderà tutti, sa.
Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking
È una presenza che colpisce.
Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me.
Vedrò, Tris, vedrò.
I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all...
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any...
Non sia posseduto. Ok.
Then did...
Yes. This is
E lui essere cambiato.
unable to cope with the
Incapace di affrontare la terribile pressione in cui era sottoposto. Cazzo.
impaired, he finally descended into madness.
Bello.
As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against...
Quindi la sua ambizione giustamente era legata alla sua visione. Senza quella, ciao. Proprio ciao.
As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one...
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even...
Ciao, non volante domani.
Why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught.
Porca puttana, vero?
Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Non credo.
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Even only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters. When that ambition disappeared,
è quello che dicevo prima.
about himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly... Much like a certain fate... Poor Sensei.
I'm sorry. It's all my father. Sensei. Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Or did he follow us the whole way?
Ansai. Why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have...
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak.
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself to follow in your... I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually,
Tutti così. Sono in due.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release your... You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve...
Così all'improvviso si è ripreso. Ok. Magicamente.
But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Ansai, my senior.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you had... But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the...
solo per quello.
So, well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get...
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
Ok.
My intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right
Giustamente.
moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so cute. We can come back.
Un'altra volta, vabbè. Ecco, questo è uguale a quello del ghiaccio. Dobbiamo portare i sigilli elettro. Ok. Ma qua c'è qualcosa da prendere? Più un drago, devo dire la verità. Dovrebbe essere, secondo me. Perfetto. Allora, teletrasportiamoci qui. Parliamo con la tizia. Da spavalda lei. Cosa sta succedendo? Ah, si fa vedere.
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
Ma sei tu che non ci volevi incontrare faccia a faccia?
I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Sure. Ayaka, how come this?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends.
Ah, i suoi amici. Ok, siamo diventati amici ora.
Wait a second.
Il tuo domestico.
Servant?
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how
Ma
you
così.
are behind the screen.
Richiesta d'amicizia accettata.
Thank you. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard, but I believe that surely you understand what I'm. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. You will?
No, ma perché lo dobbiamo aiutare per forza? Ma devi mantenere la promessa che mi hai fatto.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my trust in the right person after.
Hai fatto bene, Kamisato.
Now then.
Che poi non è Kamisato il cognome, mi sa.
Our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature. Perhaps we could move to the Komori tea house?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
Vabbè.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it...
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Often...
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep...
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro...
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret.
Base segreta.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions? Of course. We have tried on numerous... They invariably adopt... It almost makes one wonder... The issue is this. After all, it is but a time because of this.
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless.
Resistance?
Yes. To say a little more, but I do want... The almighty Shogun, she inspires all... It was her almost
Paimon has a...
Oh? What would you like?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the visions?
Comunque c'è niente di nuovo, abbiamo chiesto un po' di informazioni ma niente di particolare. Non c'è nessuno che combatte contro questa cosa e bla bla bla.
Please, do not forget that challenging the vision hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already...
So what are we gonna...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make
Infatti.
fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the
Deve essere
genuine.
andato 20.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions.
Darn! So they found out...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time. Exactly. I feel the same way. By no means, when you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look...
Ok ragazzi. Ora dobbiamo fare le missioni di questa. Io direi di staccare qui. E abbiamo fatto un cavolo. Un cavolo. Cioè la missione principale è veramente un qualcosa di allucinantemente lungo a leggere e a fare. Allora sì, tanto dobbiamo andare qua sotto. Domani lo continuiamo, dai. Eh sì, ma perché la trama è pure figa, però... Cioè, cavolo, ogni tanto potrebbero anche riassumere il tutto. Però sono così sti giochi, niente di che. Arrivato a livello 13. Questo sarebbe come il sentiero di Empire. Poi abbiamo qua nulla. Niente, abbiamo solo sbloccato il capitolo 4. Ok, già invece abbiamo solo questa perché è cambiata. Ah no, ci ho dato pure queste altre missioni secondarie, ok. Ci interessano poco al momento. No, le chiamate praticamente mi ha detto Nano Volante che alle volte fanno le offerte. A questo punto è meglio aspettare le offerte, però onestamente ma me cazzo me ne frega. Ah, ora abbiamo la possibilità di prendere ah no, questi ce li potevamo prendere. Ah, questi era. Tutto il mese. Ok. E a sto punto vabbè, facciamo col primo gemo, quando possiamo prendere altre 5. Vabbè, le facciamo le chiamate comunque. Allora, abbiamo 3 di queste piccole per il momento, quindi facciamo, via. È che dovrei contarmi le chiamate fatte, però. Seconda. Nada. Terza. Mettiamola per 10. Cioè, spariamo? Ma sì, via tutto. Un qualcosa c'è. Spadone. Sfera. Pennacchio. Fionda. Pennacchio. Di nuovo cookie mi ha dato. Da una parte è buona. Però... Allora. E qua gli aumentiamo ancora la costellazione. Quindi fa... l'anello d'erba purificatore aumenta di 3 secondi. Allora, vai. Merda. E vai. Allora, vediamo che possiamo comprare più. Possiamo comprarne un'altra qua. Possiamo comprarne 5 qua. Così abbiamo finito tutto. Il problema è che io, se volessi contarmi la cronologia delle chiamate, cioè mi devo contare uno a uno. Cioè, sono un botto. Allora, desiderio evento personaggio, desiderio evento personaggio 2. Dovrebbe essere questo. Ce ne sono... Allora, sono 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per pagina. (12 per 5 quanto fa? Più 2. (62), giusto? Praticamente, quanto ho capito, perché poi non mi sono messo manco a soffermarmi più di tanto. Oggetti da 5 stelle. Quindi finora non mi è uscito nessun oggetto da 5 stelle. Ha la probabilità base di ottenere un personaggio a 5 stelle dello 0,600%. La probabilità totale garantita ottimamente inclusa è 1,600. Ottenimento di almeno un personaggio 5 stelle garantito ogni 90 tentativi. Quindi ogni 90 chiamate mi dà garantito un 5 stelle. Questo 5 stelle può essere al 50% una ITA, per intenderci. Ecco che è scritto il 50%. E poi altri personaggi 5 stelle possono essere. Ovviamente. Però vedi, 23 ore, domani scade questo. Non l'ho visto, non prima 23 ore. Qua ne abbiamo 5. Facciamo pure qua, tanto ormai. Io però non so se 90 chiamate se vengono considerate tutte o solo alcune. Questo ancora non ho capito. Questa. No. Ma già ce l'ho. Cazzo, ho sudato pure per prenderla. Che vabbè, aumentiamo sempre la considerazione, è sempre buono, però. E niente, finito anche oggi, dai. Allora. Andiamo qua. Aumentiamogli la costellazione pure a questa. Che cosa dà? Ah, gli abbassa praticamente la difesa contro fuoco. Resistenza, qua la chiamo. %. Vabbè, attivazione. Non mi piace tantissimo lei, però questi c'ho. Infatti ho alzato lei. Ho alzato sto tizio. Ho alzato Keia, Lisa, Amber. E questa non la posso alzare. Però ora voglio vedere una cosa. Ho trovato. Niente, ancora non ho trovato queste cose. Vabbè, va bene così. Per chi sta guardando questo video su YouTube, ragazzi, vi invito come sempre a seguirci anche sul canale Twitch, perché siamo in diretta praticamente tutti i giorni dalle ore 18 in poi qui su Twitch. Quindi seguiteci, più siamo meglio è.